Hello guys, and welcome back once again to another Monday evening of racing with me, your boy Vexed, and the Tier 1 drivers from the Aero League Racing's Gt7 Championship. We're now in round 3. We're here this evening at Watkins, Glen. This is the full course. And it looks like we're going to have some good conditions this evening. Be interesting to see who manages to take it in this one. We had some really spicy battles last week around Tokyo Expressway. So yeah, I think tonight's going to be an interesting one for sure. Obviously a shorter lap than last week. Ramos currently fastest in practice with a 1:44.3. Badabig not far behind him, as is Arukas. Carter looking like he was struggling to get it hooked up through the last turn, but hasn't lost too much momentum. He's caught up to Arukas just ahead of him. Probably be picking up a bit of a toe on his outlap. As I say, this is practice. Still waiting for a couple of guys to turn up, I believe. We've only got 13 drivers currently on track. So Ramos currently fastest in practice with a 1:44.3. Then we've got Badabig on a 1:44.6. Badabig in the Mercedes AMG. Then we have Arukas. Currently can't see his fastest time, but he was up there. Capel is on a 1:45.1, so he's 3/10 off of Arukas. Then we've got Tintin. Tintin's on a 1:46.4 at the moment in practice. He's actually on quite worn tyres as well, so he shouldn't be improving this time. Kep in the Lambo. At the moment, 2 seconds off of Tintin, and he's actually 4 seconds off of Ramos. I think Kep's definitely got more to come in that car. He's definitely not 4 seconds slower. Rayan, his fastest, currently at 1:45, and Alessandro 1:38, but that's an outlap. Carter coming through the bus stop, through this sweeping right-hander into kind of a similar left, and then the hairpin. So it'll be interesting to see how the 4GT guys do this week. Obviously, I don't think tracks with corners really suit the GT40 today. I think it was quite, well, reasonably strong around Tokyo Expressway, but yeah, see what they can pull out the bag tonight. Zico was absolutely rapid last week, and he has been through the opening rounds, through rounds 1 and 2. See if he can keep the momentum going this evening in that GTR. And it looks like he's actually, in fact, maybe his livery's actually loaded in this week. Perhaps they weren't running a standard lime green livery, which we saw before, but perhaps this is how it's been. But sometimes, as we know with GT7, the liveries don't like to load in on cars sometimes. But yeah, it's looking good. That GTR does look mean. Or maybe they've just switched it up for round 3. So BXS, we're starting soon, so we'll be going into qualifying shortly. Everybody just getting their final little practice sessions in. So Senior Fac, in fact the top 3. It's only a 10th in the top 3. That's insane. And then 2 tenths off for Badabig in the this practice session. Obviously qualifying will begin shortly, so I'm sure we're going to see them times improve once again. That's a very cool livery as well, isn't it? Is it Tin Zone Gaming? Tin Zone Games? Yeah, the Tin Zone Games livery. So we'll go and find BX in the Aston. Oh, in fact, BX. He's going to let Ramos come out first. So Ramos will be the first person to put a lap on the board. He might be the man to beat, so it'll be interesting to see what his first flying lap is. Very tricky bus stop sector that. Can be all too easy to get it wrong, and this one as well. If you drift out too much onto them marbles, it can unsettle the car into the left-hander. And this one here, again, cambered corner, can be very tricky to hook it up sometimes, especially if you're battling with someone. And it's like Ramos just trying to keep his tyres, well, preserve his tyres through this outlap. I think we're going to start to see him push soon. We've got Ramos in the Ferrari, we have Arukis in the BMW M6, Alessandro is in the Ford GT, we've got Zico in the GTR, then we have Senior Fak in the M6, he put in a really good time, didn't he, in practice. We've got Kep in the Lamborghini Huracan, Sam is in the second of the two Ford GTs, then we have Capel in the R8, Yannick in the second of the two GTRs, we have Tintin in the Mercedes AMG, Bada Big in the sister car there. We got Ryan in the R8, Carter in the McLaren, on his own it looks like as well, Racing Green in the Citroen, and BX Royal in the Aston Martin. So Ramos now on his first flying lap. It looked like he got a little bit squirrely there through the bus stop, managed to keep it hooked up though. Nicely now in on the apex there for that right-hander. And again, taking a nice line through the sweeping left. Just enough of that curb on the exit. Looks like Arukis maybe starting to pick up a little bit of a toe, possibly. Into the hairpin now. And it's a little downhill into a right-hander. Probably down to around second. Nicely back out on the exit, not moving over too much there as to not invalidate his lap. I think this is going to be a good first banker lap for Ramos as he comes through the final sector now. He's through the final couple of turns and it'll be the start-finish stretch. It's a final turn here. Race is up to the start-finish and it is a 1:44.2. 1:44.1 for Arukis. He goes 1/10 faster than Ramos, so maybe he was picking up a bit of that slip there. Alessandro actually only 900ths off of Ramos at the moment. Capel just moves up. Oh, in fact, Yannick, really good time there from Yannick. Only 3/10 off of the leader at the moment. Bada Big as well, only 3/10 as well. He's actually only 300ths faster than Yannick at this point. And Carter actually only 1,000th between it, 3,000ths between Carter and Yannick. Very, very close indeed between them two cars. So Arukis, currently with the fastest time on the board, he's just got a 3 seconds penalty, so he's not going to be improving this time round. He'll maybe go into the pits, take a fresh set of tyres. Will Ramos go for another one, or is he indeed on another flyer? Maybe able to pick up a bit of the tow from the car ahead of him. We'll have to have a look at this next split. So in fact, no, he's 7 seconds down. So we've got Arukis on a 1:44.1. Ramos is on a 1:44.2. Then we have Alessandro 1:44.312. Badabig 1:44.4. Carter 1:44.448. Yannick 1:44.451. Tintin on a 1:44.687. Capel 1:44.876. Sam first into the 1:45s, 1:45.077 for Sam. BX Royal has managed to put that car into 10th, provisional 10th at the moment, with a 1:45.274. Rayan with a 1:48.341, so he's struggling to get that R8 hooked up at the moment. Zico somehow at the moment down in 12th. Maybe that GTR not really liking Watkins Glen. Perhaps Watkins not one of his preferred tracks, but he's currently on a 1:45. No, is it 1:45.5 or 1:50.9? It's on the right hand side there. Racing Green maybe yet to put in a lap, as Signal Fac as is Kep. So Arukis at the moment on provisional pole in the M6. With a very respectable 1:44.1. Is he going to be able to improve on his time and maybe able to seal that pole position? I didn't see that last split. Interesting to see if he's still quick on them worn softs. No, he's actually 8/10 down through that sector. And Ramos is on an out lap now. We'll check back with him. Yeah, Benji, yeah, he is down. Welcome along, Benji. Nice to have you on board, dude. Badabig, not on an out lap. He might be on a flyer. Some way to the start finish though. So Carter on an out lap as well. He's actually slowing down there. Yeah, Javi. At the moment, Arukis is sat on pole, so Javi's in second, but you never know. He might be able to get that perfect lap. Yannick currently doing it for the GTRs there in 7th. Is he going to be able to help his teammate out, Zico? Currently sat in 14th. So where was Ramos anyway? Ramos is... Did he just finish a lap? So he must have been down that last lap maybe. He's actually up through... I think that was the first sector. So what can Javi do? Yeah, I think he's on a fast one now, isn't he? Let's have a look at his second split and see how much he's up by, or if he's indeed up. But very, very close indeed throughout the field once again. Oh, and he's actually down. He's down through that sector. So we'll check back in with Javi. Racing Green managing to move up into provisional 3rd place in that Citroen. What is that thing? Can anyone identify it? It's like a UFO, isn't it? Got an unidentified flying saucer, or no, it's a, what is it? An aerial phenomenon or something nowadays? A UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. Although he's on the track, so ARP, unidentified road phenomenon. That's a mouthful. So Alessandro currently sat in provisional 4th place there, only 200ths off the Racing Green, only 1/10, nearly 2/10 off the back of the lead, off the pole. Zico has managed to move up into 1st place in the GTR. We're waiting for him to put a lap in. 1:43.858 there for Zico. Yannick also on a 1:43 there, 1:43.915 for Yannick. Only 500ths between the two GTR teammates. Oh my God. Coming up to the final lap as well. Yeah, we're going to have to see something special. And Yannick actually purple there as well. Zico may also be set in purple. So, oh, it's Yannick! No, Yannick's picked up 3 seconds worth penalty. That's put all his hard work out the window. Zico may still be on for a run. We'll have a look at this next split and see if he is still up, see if he's still purple. May be able to seal that pole position.
Let's go, Zico.
Magneto, welcome along, Magneto. Nice to have you on board, dude. Yeah, Zico looks like he's flying at the moment. I thought maybe he was feeling a little bit uncomfortable around here, but perhaps he was just waiting for the optimum time to put in that fast lap. Did we see that split? Was he up? No, he's coming up to it now, isn't he? I mean, he's actually down. He's 5/10 down now, so who can beat Zico? Can anybody beat the GTR boys? Arukis currently 2/10. Wait, what? He's not 2/10, is he? It's 2/10 between Ramos and Arukis. Yeah, look how close the top 3 are. That's insane. Only 900ths in the top 3. That is ridiculous. And then the next, Ramos only able, his fastest time was a 1:44.2. Actually 3/10 off of the leader. So we're going to have Zico starting on pole with Yannick in 2nd place, the 2 GTR boys. Welcome along, Tim Gren. Nice to have you on board, dude. How come you're not racing this week, Tim Gren? So, yeah, as I say, Zico on pole, Yannick in 2nd. Oh, we'll go down through the standings in a minute anyway. We can get it now. So before you start a race, BX, if you're listening, can I just quickly go through the standings? So we're Zico on pole, Yannick in 2nd, Arukis 3rd, Ramos in 4th, Racing Green 5th, Alessandro in 6th, Kep in 7th, Badabig in 8th. Then we got Carter starting in 9th, Capel in 10th, BX in 11th, and Sam 12th, Tintin in 13th, Signal Fact 14th, and Rayan starting in 15th place. Oh, no worries, dude.
That's crazy.
That is insane, isn't it? Yeah, that the times are just, yeah, something else. The top 3. I think it's going to be a very good battle in this first race of the evening, the sprint race. Zico starts on pole. He's got his teammate there to back him up in 2nd place. Round 3, let's go. Oh my God, look at the gaggle of cars as they come up to turn 1. Zico manages to maintain the lead of the race, but it looked like, yeah, so Yannick getting shuffled down to 4th place now as Ramos with an absolutely cracking start there, up to 2nd already for Ramos. Zico started to try and scamper away though. Ramos having to try and hold off the GTR of Yannick and the BMW of... Oh no, it wasn't a BMW, was it? Where's the BMW gone? Where's Arukis gone? Arukis in 3rd place now, so it was the BMW of Arukis I could see there. So Ramos firmly in 2nd place. Arukis now holding 3rd place to Yannick. Yannick down to 4th. He's trying to come back through though. He's got Badabig all over his rear though, with Racing Green hot on the heels. Racing Green being challenged now by Kep in the Lamborghini. Racing Green having to cover that inside. There's just nowhere to go, is there? Very hard to get a pass done. There's only a few overtaking opportunities around Watkins Glen, so you've got to be very brave. Comes a bit of a train, as you can see right now. So kept there in the Lamborghini in 7th place. We've got BX, and BX has managed to make up 2 positions. He's up to 8th there. Then we've got Capel in 9th, Sam in 10th, Alessandro in 11th, Senor Fack in 12th. In fact, looking like he's going to get a move done on Tintin, is he? No, not quite. Rayan there in 14th, Carter 15th. Zico now starting to come under a little bit of pressure from Ramos. So Ramos is chasing him down there in 2nd place. He's got a little bit of breathing space over Arukis behind in 3rd. Not got to worry about that fight just yet. Just got to concentrate on Zico up ahead in the GTR. But that GTR, a very wide machine indeed. It's going to be very hard, I think, for Ramos to get a pass done. He's going to have to try and pressure Zico into a bit of a mistake or something as they come into the bus stop for the 2nd time. As you collect them curves, the car just really wants to become unsettled.
Sorry I missed it if you replied, but who's this commentating?
Oh, it's Vex, bro. Yeah, so I don't currently race in Aero League Racing, but this is Vexed. It's Vex, man. I am obviously on the Discord. But yeah, Ramos trying to set up a move around the outside. Zico cleverly covering off the inside. Will Ramos get the better run on the exit? Looks like he maybe did have a bit better momentum. Oh, and he actually has a cheeky look up the inside now. Well held there by Zico, managing to hold that 1st place. That was definitely an opportune moment there, wasn't it, for Ramos? He was sizing it up for a couple of corners and then just saw his opportunity. But it didn't quite pay off for him. I don't think he quite got the traction coming out of the turn, and Zico managed to retain that 1st place. Ramos still hot on his heels though, as we see, I think it was Racing Green pulling out to try and have a look up the inside of Yannick there. Or was it Kep? Maybe getting the move done on Kep. But this is the battle here at the moment for 1st place. And Arukis not far behind now as well. Arukis is starting to close that gap. It was 7 tenths. It's coming down to around 6 tenths now. As Ramos tries to have a look around the outside on the approach to the bus stop. Oh, and there's been a little bit of contact on the entry. Not unsettling Ivacano too much, but I think they have lost a bit of time now to Arukis. Arukis is hot on the back bumper now of Ramos. Ramos is going to be hoping he can get a move done soon, but Zico defending like a champ, and he's been absolutely rapid, hasn't he, so far this season in that GTR, as has Ramos actually in the Ferrari, so yeah. But Arukis waiting in the wings there in the M6. He's hoping one of these guys makes a mistake, as Ramos does actually touch a wheel onto the grass there. Does that allow Arukis? Oh, and he's got a penalty for it as well. He's got the inside. Arukis looking like he's got the better drive through the corner though, as Ramos has got that 1.5 second penalty, and he gets the move done. Arukis up to 2nd place. Ramos is going to be hemorrhaging positions when he has to serve that penalty. It's going to be in a matter of corners. I can't remember if they moved it actually. Did they move it? Because it was on the start finish, I believe. But it's not filling up yet. I think they actually moved it because it did just, yeah, it stopped too much momentum in the car. That would become about 3 seconds worth of penalty. He's still hot on the heels though. Ramos on the bumper there of Arukis. 2 tenths in it. As he almost runs a little bit wide there again. He doesn't want to pick up another penalty. Managing to keep it clean though. Still with that 1.5 seconds as Bada Big starting to close that gap now in the Mercedes MG as well. Maybe some of the guys behind are trying not to lean on their tyres too early, maybe trying to save some of that rubber for the latter end of this sprint race. Because Bada Big has crept up out of nowhere, hasn't he? Only 6 tenths now between him and Javi. He will get that position once Javi sends that penalty. And I think Javi may also come under the attention of Racing Green back in 5th place and kept there. So yeah, Racing Green actually did get the move done on Kep. Kep still trying to challenge, retake that position in 6th. BX is now up to 7th. And we're just going to stay on board with Javi for just a second, see how many positions he does actually potentially lose. Oh! It looked like he almost parked it in the centre of the track there. I didn't expect to see him do that, so he has in fact dropped behind Kep. So Racing Green moving up to 4th place, Badabig up to 3rd, Kep up to 5th, Ramos down to 6th place, under the attention now of BX Royal. That is tough, isn't it, Magneto? BX Royal looking like he's very quick this evening in the Aston. It's not been his season so far, has it? But maybe able to pull out some decent points tonight. As Capel looking up the inside there in the RA, looked like he got a better exit out of the final turn, but the momentum of that Aston just a little bit too much down the start finish straight, but still trying to put the pressure on now. Coming through turn 1 as they come into turn 2, and then it'll be the left for 3. I think maybe on the back straight on the approach now to the bus stop. Maybe that's where we're going to see the R8 make a move. We've got Alessandro waiting in the wings there in 9th place. Capel does indeed slot it up the inside. Who's going to be later on the brakes? Oh no, BX and Capel having a little bit of a ding-dong. Capel came off worse out of that. BX keeps that 7th place, but he's now under the attention of Alessandro. Alessandro up to 8th place there. Capel down to 9th. And then in the background there we've got Sam and Yannick. Wow to Yannick. So Yannick has lost a few positions there, down to 11th place. Senior Fak is up a few places to 12th. Then we've got Tintin in 13th, Ryan in 14th, and he's got a penalty to serve, so he's going to lose the toe of Ryan and come under the attention of Carter. Carter currently sat in 15th. Zico now with a 1.8 second gap. What happened to Ramos? Oh no, he served that penalty, didn't he? But he has pulled out a huge gap now. Zico over Arukis. Yeah, Arukis wasn't far behind, so Zico he's definitely pulling out all the stops, isn't he? Obviously he's going to have to start in 10th in the feature. But yeah, Arukis now 2 seconds off the back of Zico, comfortably in 2nd place though. Oh, it's Badabig comes under the attention of Racing Green. Racing for Green now moves up into 3rd place, and Kep manages to get past as well. Badabig now down to 4th. He's going to be under the attention of Ramos. Ramos back up now into 6th. He's really on the back of this gaggle of cars. This is going to get a little bit dicey as they come up to the bus stop. Racing Green not under the attention of these guys just yet, but yeah, this is going to be spicy, isn't it? Kep actually manages to get through as Badabig and Ramos having a bit of side by side. Badabig still holds that 5th place to Ramos. So Badabig was in 3rd place. He's lost 3 positions. And Ramos now up the inside. He's going to be on the outside for the next turn, the hairpin. Badabig doing all he can at the moment to keep the Ferrari behind him. Will we see another move up here into this right-hander? Ramos is having a look up the inside. Oh, and he gets a little bit squeezed there, Badabig. Ramos lets him retake the position. Oh, Tim Grimm, yeah, it wasn't the commentator's curse, it was the fans' curse. Or the fellow driver curse. So Ramos still trying to put the thumb screws now on Badabig up ahead in 5th place. He's going to be able to get it as they come down to turn 1 for the 7th time. No, Badabig still holds that position. So we've got BX Royal under the attention now of Alessandro. Alessandro trying to get up his inside now. BX Royal looking like he's got battle scars on that car. Or maybe it's just a Michelin man. Alessandro in 8th, Capel in 9th. Alessandro looking like he's trying to go around the outside of BX on the approach now to the bike, and he does. The momentum of that Ford GT powering past BX on the entry of the bus stop, and yeah, just gets that move done. BX now under the attention of Capel once again in the R8. Capel currently 9th under the attention of Yannick. Yannick in 10th place. He's managed to move up a position now. Sam down to 11th, I believe. Senior Fact there in 12th. Oh, in fact, no, it's one of the guys who served the penalty, wasn't it? So, yeah, penalties arrived tonight. Senior Fact there in 12th. Tintin somehow in 13th now. I think he was up towards the front, wasn't he? Or further through the field, midfield. So Carter now in 14th as Ryan in 15th. Zico man at the moment, lap 7 of 9. This will be the start of lap 8 now as he crosses the line. The lap times have started to come down, but you would expect that with the tyre wear. It's going to be very heavy on the front tyres with the front rear engine cars. Maybe favouring a bit of front brake bias as well, but 2.9 seconds is the gap back to Arukis, who is now under the attention of Racing Green in the Citroen. Look at that Citroen go! It's like a Scud missile. Arukis really, yeah, he's really feeling the pressure now. He's going to have to work really hard to keep that second place to the Citroen as it tries to go around the outside now. You have to get a better camera angle. Come on, cameraman. And he's going to be on the inside for the next turn, so he may sew that position up, and he is up into second place. And Arukis, he maybe loses that position to Kep in 4th. Kep in the Lambo. So Badabig has now dropped to 6th place. Ramos has managed to get past him, but these guys here, and Kep managed to get around the outside of Arukis. Arukis really suffering with a tyre wear on that BMW now. I think he's getting understeer, isn't he? He's not getting the car turned like how he'd like. The front left has nearly left the chat. But Kep now right onto the back of Racing Green as well. What can Kep do? Can he take that second place? They're not going to throw up first, not unless Zico has a moment, but these two looking absolutely rapid at the moment. And Racing Green and Kep have come from 6th and 7th or something. But yeah, on an absolute flyer now for these two. This is going to be the battle here, isn't it? In these final stages, I believe. We'll have to check back through the pack as well and see what other battles are starting to happen. But Kep really starting to put the pressure now on Racing Green. Is he going to be able to get a move done coming to the bus stop? He's going to get shown the long way round. They can see Zico just up ahead, but they're 3 seconds off the back of him. And I think Kep just a little bit wary there. Didn't want contact between him and the other car, Racing Green in the Citroen, so maybe just backing out a little bit there. So Ramos in clean air, and there's a train forming here behind Badabig. It's going to be Badabig, Capel, Yannick, BX Royal, Sam and Alessandro all fighting to the end. Tintin has started catching up to Carter now as well, or has Carter managed to get past? In fact, I think Carter from I think he was 15th down to 13th now. And let's see at the moment, so Marian actually in 15th. Zico. Zico has done just enough, it would seem, as the two behind actually still having a battle. But he's going to have to start in 10th place for the feature, but Zico is going to take the checkered flag here in this first race of the evening. GG Zico, absolute flyer, mate. And then Racing Green will take 2nd place with Kep in 3rd. We've got Arukis now coming home in 4th with Ramos in 5th. Capel. Oh, look at this gaggle of cars here. Oh, my days. So we've got Capel in 6th, Yannick in 7th, Badabig 8th, BX in 9th, Alessandro in 10th, Sam at 11th. We've got Senior Fact now in 12th, Carter in 13th, Tintin in 14th. Rayan will finish in 15th place. And that was race 1, guys. One absolute cracker that was. That was so close, wasn't it, between the field towards the end. Obviously, the top 3 running away with it. GG Zico, absolutely flying there in that first race. What can he do coming into the second race? What happened to Yannick? Yannick had a real shocker, a bit of a shocker there, didn't he? Starting in 2nd, dropped all the way to 8th. I don't know if he was caught up in some shenanigans, maybe we missed. But racing, what a drive there from Racing Green in the Citroen. GT by Citroen is what that is. So that's one of the Vision Gran Turismo cars, I believe. I'm not sure if it's an actual real-world car. Let me know if I'm wrong. And then we have, obviously, the Ford GT. That's a very interesting-looking car as well. But yeah, very, very close indeed. Absolutely cracking stuff. So Zico finished in 1st again. So we'll have the reverse top 10 grid. So we'll have Alessandro starting on pole in the Ford GT with BX in 2nd place. Oh. That wasn't what I meant to do. Badabig in 3rd with Yannick in 4th. Capel will line up in 5th. Ramos will be 6th. Arukas in 7th. Kep in 8th. Racing Green 9th. And Zico will start in 10th place. And then we will have Sam in 11th. Senior Fac in 12th. Carter 13th. Tintin in 14th. And Rayan starting in 15th place for the feature race. How many laps do you reckon it's going to be? So 40 minutes, so what, 28 laps, maybe 30 laps? I think it was 9, wasn't it? So maybe 27? 27, no, I think it'd be like 28 to 30. We'll see when it pops up in a minute anyway. Obviously it is a lapped race this evening. Also, this is the Citroen. Look at that thing. Look at the cockpit. Got to have a look on board with that thing, haven't we? It's like a spaceship. Or a fighter plane. There it is. Look at that. Look at the heads-up display. That's cool stuff. That is, yeah, that's pretty cool. You can imagine, like, do you know what I mean, like lining stuff up. All right, I'm gonna take this one out with me heat-seeking missiles. Yeah, it's cool. I like it. But wouldn't it be do you reckon it'd be off-putting? I think it'd be a little bit off-putting, maybe, if you were driving in everyday life, perhaps. I mean, I know you can see through it, but would it be like, it's going to be there in your peripheral, isn't it? You're going to sort of notice, maybe. I'm not sure. Well, I've got on board with someone on track anyway, somebody out on track. So Sam, what tyres is everybody going to be going for in their first stints of the feature? Obviously an endurance race, so you're going to see some differing strategies on display. Sam looking like he's testing out the hards at the moment. Oh, looking like he got the rear a little bit squirrely on that Ford GT. You'd expect that though, cold hards, he is on his out lap, so... Obviously the tyres will be fresh once they go into the race. So they're all going to be stone cold once again. Ramos opting for the hards. What's he going to be able to do in the feature? Starting in 5th. Was it 6th or 5th? I think he's starting in 6th. Senior Fac has opted for the hards, it looks like. Zico out on the hards, Kep on hards, Alessandro, oh, getting the rear a little bit twitchy there, almost lighting up that rear. Good, Alessandro. So there, we just saw the penalty line there. Yeah, so everybody diving back in the pits once again. Maybe, so it looks like most of the field actually opting for the hards. Or maybe just trying to test the hards around here. But it looks like BX at the moment, the only person on the mediums. But we have seen it's a bit of a tradition for BX to do a bit of reverse strategy to the rest of the field. I think we have seen that on a few different occasions. Opting for the softer compound in the first stint. But it looks like everybody else going for the long first stint. We had the message from their BX Royal starting soon, so if you haven't grabbed yourself a refreshment or a toilet break, now would be the time to do so. That thing does sound awesome. Really good sounding car, the Ford GT. Oh, the lobby resets. Sam gets piled into the barrier. The barrier. Rolling start as always in these feature races. So we've got on board with Alessandro, who will be lining up on pole with BX there in second place. Badabig in third. So Badabig had a really good start, didn't he? But is racing to unravel for him. What can he do here in this feature race? So BX Royal actually getting a really good start there. It looked like Alessandro maybe bogging down a little bit off of the line. So BX has really closed that gap coming into turn one for the first time in that. In fact, I got it totally wrong. It's a 23 lap race. I thought I said around 27, didn't I? But here we go. So we've got 23 laps around Watkins Glen. We got Alessandro still in first place, but BX is now starting to push him along in the second there. We've got Badabig not far behind now in third. Yannick in fourth place. Capel fifth. Ramos in sixth. We've got Gt7 seventh. Racing Green in eighth. We will have a look back through the field in just a second. Alessandro looking like he's fairly comfortable at the moment. BX Royal coming under increasing pressure now from Badabig. I think maybe BX losing a couple of attempts to the car ahead, which has brought him now into the clutches of Badabig in the Tin Zone Games car. The first of the two Tin Zone Games car at the moment. Yannick there in fourth now. Yannick has actually closed that gap to Badabig now as well in the GTR. What can Yannick do? Try and salvage some positions from the last race. We got Capel now in fifth place. Ramos in sixth. Ramos up the inside now of Arukas. Arukas down to sixth place. Oh no, it's Capel, sorry. Arukas is waiting in the wings there in the M6. In seventh. May be able to get that move done on Capel as well if he opens that door, which he nearly did there. I think Arukas was thinking about it, wasn't he? Thinking about having a move up the inside. We've got Racing Green as well. Racing Green had a really good one, didn't he? Up to third place. Finishing in third. Second. Third. It was second. I can't remember. It was only 5 minutes ago, but I can't remember the finishing positions of the first race. I think it was third. We got Zico there in ninth, but no, Zico finished in first place, didn't he? So he's moved up a position. He's up to ninth. On a charge now. Sam in 10th. We've got Signor Fack in 11th. Carter in 12th. Tintin in 13th. Ren in 14th. And Cap. No Cap. Cap's had a moment somewhere. Down in 15th place now. Only 2.2 off the back of Ryan, so we can still salvage this race. As Alessandro under increasing pressure from BX. managed to close the gap once again. Badabig and Yannick still having a bit of a ding-dong in the background there. Yannick's going to have a look up the inside, is he? But maybe not. Maybe Badabig manages to keep it around the outside, and he does. Yannick not quite alongside enough to be able to try and force the move up the inside. Caught bear of it. Ramos got 1.2 seconds to try and catch the top four now. He's managed to make up a position. Arukis is down to 6th. Still under the attention of Racing Green. Zico now up to 8th. Who else have we lost? We lost somebody. Senior Fac now dropping to 1.3 seconds off the back of Zico. Under the attention now of Sam in the other Ford GT. Oh, BX Royal has managed to get a move done on Alessandro. Alessandro is down to 2nd place. BX Royal on the mediums. He's managed to get a medium switched on now, it would seem. And he's trying to use them now to full effect to try and maybe pull away from the rest of the field. That seemed to be on the hard compound. They will get the overcut though, surely. But is the undercut more powerful around here? Maybe it is. So Alessandro had dropped into the clutches of Badabig, but he's managed to stretch that gap a little bit once again. The BX Royal has got a gap of 9/10. He's not going to be pulling Alessandro along now. Alessandro won't be getting the slipstream, so BX Royal free to push on that medium compound tyre. Yannick now having a look up the inside of Badabig. Badabig coming under pressure. Can he keep that 3rd place? And he does once again. Yannick looking like he's getting impatient now. Really wants to try and get that move done. As I say, Watkins Glen notoriously difficult to try and get a move done. There's only a few places that it is feasible to actually get a move done. With the nature of the track, it's kind of it's almost a semi-street track, isn't it? With the close walls through some sectors. But it is definitely a circuit. So Yannick, 3/10 now off the back of Badabig. Badabig doing a good job at the moment in the Mercedes AMG. Ramos, starting to close now to Yannick. He keeps dipping in and out of that 5/10 range. Keeping it consistent though at the moment is Ramos. Maybe try not to push on them hards too much. Arukis still there in 6th place. He's got a bit of breathing space now over Racing Green. Racing Green still under the attention of Zico. Zico obviously taking the win in the sprint race. Oh, and he's actually got a move done through the hairpin up the inside there of Racing Green. Racing Green just opened the door. Racing Green looking like he's got a better exit there. I think he's going to keep the position as they come into this next turn. Zico's still on the inside. Plenty of room given there between these two guys. Plenty of respect there. And Racing Green does. He manages to keep the position once again. Zico tries to have a look up the inside through this next left-hander into the final sector, or final couple of corners. And Racing Green dropping 1.2 seconds now off the back of Arukis. But still keeping that position to Zico. That Citroen looks like it's a bit of a secret weapon, doesn't it? It's definitely a bit of a trump card, isn't it? Don't see a lot of people tend to use it. Very interesting car indeed. But now maybe coming under the attention of Zico in the GTR once again. As we come up to the bus stop for the 5th time. As I look up the inside, thinks about it. Not close enough on that occasion. Zico keeps it nice through there though, as does Racing Green. Racing Green has to have a little bit of brake though to keep that apex on this sweeping Ryanda. Gets the bare exit, it looks like. The traction on that thing is phenomenal, isn't it? That Citroen just seems to pull away. Absolutely crazy stuff. Oh, Zico closes right up to the gearbox now of Racing Green, really trying to start to put the pressure on, but Racing Green looks like he's cool as a cucumber at the moment. Getting the bare exit once again. The traction on that thing is insane. So planted like the corners. Zico, looks like Zico's got to be a little bit tentative coming out the corners with a throttle, and that's where look, Racing Green again just starts to pull away. Zico, you might be looking at your car for next season, dude. But no, Zico and the GTR have been an absolutely rapid combination at the moment. So Senior Fack now in 9th place. He's got 1.6 seconds, but he's actually bringing that gap slowly down to Zico. I think aided by him and Racing Green having a bit of a ding-dong up ahead. Takada now up to 10th in the McLaren. Only 5 tenths between him and Senior Fack. Is he going to be able to try and size up and move in a couple of corners? So as I say, at the moment, I think it's only BX Royal on the mediums, everybody else on the hards. As Carter starts closing up once again, he's actually managed to chip a couple of tenths out of that gap through the last couple of turns. It looked to me like he'd messed up the exit of the bus stop, but it actually, no, it paid him off. It's actually 2 tenths there now in it. He's going to be really starting to feel the effect of that slipstream. That BMW is going to be punching a hole in the air up ahead. Zakada is just going to start reading him in. Will he be able to size up and move? As we see, wait, yeah, there's shenanigans going on up ahead. As BX has scampered off into the distance, this gaggle of cars up from 2nd all the way down to 6th, I believe it is now. And then you can see Racing Green back there in 7th place as well. This backpack, the front of the grid that are on the hard compound, very, very close indeed between these guys, as Arukis manages to get a move done on Alessandro down to 6th place. Yeah, Bada Big on an absolute charge at the moment. He's managed to get a move done on Yannick as he's up to 2nd place. BX Royal is scampering off into the distance. 4.8 seconds is the gap, but he will be pitting before everybody else on the hard compound. And Bada Big in the Mercedes AMG, the Tinzo Games liveried car, now into 2nd place with a 5-tenth gap over the GTR of Yannick. And Yannick has got 7 tenths over Ramos. Avi still under the attention of Arukis in the M6. Just showing Ramos the nose of that M6 there, letting him know he's there. Maybe try and force Ramos into an error, but Ramos, a very cool customer indeed. So Arukis is going to have to start to give his attention to Alessandro. Alessandro started to close him down now as he's got Racing Green all over the back of him as well. And Zico there in 8th place. As Alessandro closes right up onto the bumper there of Arukis through turn 1. We're looking back towards the fight behind. Alessandro getting not getting as good an exit as the M6 in the 4GT. Looks like he's coming under pressure now from Racing Green. Both Alessandro and Racing Green starting to close on the entry of the bus stop. Arukis maybe starting to struggle a little bit with them front tyres. But he is starting to close now to Ramos as well, up ahead in 4th place. So I'll eat my words. As Racing Green and Zico trying to go around the outside of Racing Green. Racing Green not giving any room there that time round. He keeps the 7th place for the meantime. Zico though. Zico definitely looking hungry in the GTR. It just looked like Racing Green was edging them out, trying to push them off the track. Definitely wasn't a lot of space given that time. Very tense indeed in the top 10 at the moment. You see the sister GTR of Yannick just up ahead there in 3rd place. So in fact you can see from 2nd to 8th down to 8th, not a lot in it at all. Probably only a second and a half between 2nd and 8th. As Racing Green up the inside now of Alessandro. Zico's going to try and follow him. Who's going to have the better exit though, Zico or Alessandro? Or a tiny bit of door rubbing there from Zico and Alessandro. I think the 4GT maybe faster along the straights. Zico does get through momentarily, aided by the toe of Racing Green, who is now up into 6th place. Everybody getting through the bus stop nicely. So Alessandro now down to 8th. And then we've got Sinor Fak in 9th. Really being pushed along now by the McLaren of Carter in 10th. Carter having a look up the inside. Sinor Fak has gone wide. He has got deep through that turn. He's going to have the inside for the hairpin. Carter still trying to have a look around the outside this time. Maybe trying to go for the switchback. Might be trying to set that one up. Sinor Fak clever defensive driving there. But Carter will eventually move up into 9th place. Compromises himself a little bit on the exit. Sinor Fak almost having an opportunity to retake that position. I think that the McLaren really starting to struggle now with the tyre wear. That's going to allow Sinor Fak back through maybe. He's going to cover the inside. As BX does now go into the pit, so Badabig will become your new race leader. And there he goes, so Badabig up into the leader of the race with Ramos in 2nd place. And we'll go back on board with them guys in just a second. As Tintin having a look up the inside of Kep into turn 1 now. So Tintin up to 10th. Oh no, Kep. He manages to keep that Lamborghini going somehow. I think there was a tiny bit of a tap there on the exit of turn 1 from Tintin. I don't think he meant it, but kept just letting him know that almost cost me. Poor Kep, man. Sam in 12th place now with Capel in 13th. Got Ren in 14th. BX comes out in 15th place with a 16-second gap, but he's on fresh hards now. I'm not sure that gap was enough though. So now Badabig in the lead of the race. How long will he take them hard tyres for? Lap 13 maybe. 10 laps on the mediums, or perhaps they'll just run them. I think a lot of the guys will maybe run it until they have to fill the tank. I'm sure they've done some intensive testing on the run up to this evening. Bada Big now with a 4 tenths, 3 tenths gap over Javi. Ramos in second place. Javi looking fast in the feature. Starting in 6th, he's managed to make his way up to 2nd. What can he do? Can he get that position away from Bada Big? Bada Big isn't going to be getting the slipstream off of anybody up ahead, but he has got clean air. I think that Mercedes does work pretty well in the clean air. Is it going to be strong enough to keep a charging Ramos in that Ferrari behind him? No. Try and hold the inside of the track there. Ramos has a look. Oh, so close between these two. I would not want to be involved in this battle. These two are going to be absolutely sweating. I bet if they have their Fitbits on, their pulse rate is going to be absolutely through the roof. As Ramos now does manage to get a move, does he up the inside there? Maybe running Bada Big a little bit wide on the outside, tiny bit of door rubbing. Bada Big still on the inside there, moves back up into first place. Ramos now under the attention of Yannick. Yannick tries to go up the inside, there's a tiny bit of contact there. Ramos almost losing the rear of the car. Yannick under the pressure there of Racing Green, trying to look up the inside. But no, he's not going to get it done, not this time around. He's under the attention now of Zico. These guys, so Racing Green up to 4th place, Zico up to 5th. So this is 1st to 6th, 7th place here. Who's going to be first at least to pit, I wonder? So it's looking good at Bada Big, looking good for Bada Big at the moment, but he is definitely under increasing pressure from Ramos. Will Ramos seize the opportunity here into turn 1? No, not this time round. Maybe trying to look for the better exit on the run to the approach to the hill. Turn 2 here, and then up the hill into 3. Bada Big covers the inside off. This time around we're going to have to get a better camera angle. They're going to be side by side almost as they come into the bus stop for the 12th time this round. Somebody in the background there, I think it was Racing Green, go really deep. He's rejoined, hopefully not taking anybody out there. And Carter's going to move up into 5th place. Racing Green, that's unlucky, dude. He's been absolutely rapid, hasn't he, tonight in the Citroen. Can he salvage this race? Maybe that Citroen just becomes a little bit twitchy once the tyre wear starts to kick in. Not too sure, but that bus stop is notoriously, yeah, it's a very hard sector of track. Can be very easy to get it all wrong. But somebody who's not got it all wrong tonight is Bada Big. Still under the attention of Ramos behind in 2nd place, but he's really doing well to hold on to that first at the moment. And I think actually the Ferrari may be suffering from worse tyre wear. Oh no, it's... So the rears are definitely worse, but the fronts, I believe, on Bada Big's car suffering a little bit more than Ramos's. And who was that? There was somebody, one of the first guys from the hard crowd to go into the pits now. Bada Big still under pressure from Ramos. Yannick there in 3rd place. Zico is now in 4th. We got Carter in 5th. So who is that? So we had somebody dive into the pit. So we've had a few people. That's going to set off a chain reaction now. I think we're going to see the rest of the guys maybe start to peel in. That's quite early, I think, maybe. But I did say lap 13, didn't I? So that's one of my predictions tonight coming correct. But look at the GTR guys go, they could do really well here. They could work together and maybe dispatch the Ferrari and the Mercedes up ahead. But it's looking like they may do it themselves at the moment, unless they head to the pits.
GTR looking strong.
GTR is looking very strong indeed, isn't it, Magneto? as is the Mercedes and the Ferrari, though, I've got to say. But the GTR definitely the strongest overall. Look at the two of them go. And Carter has come to life in this feature race, now up to 5th place and not far off the back of the top 4. Not far indeed. And will we see these guys head into the pits now? I think Yannick so Badabig and Zico have stayed out. Carter, Ramos, Yannick. In fact, yeah, everybody else, I think, into the pits. So Zico and Badabig going for the overcut at the moment. Zico has got the more, well, he's got better fuel, hasn't he? So he's not going to have to put as much in. He may be able to get the undercut in the pits. We're going to have to wait and see. So BX Royal is back up into 3rd place now as everybody has dove into the pits. They'll be back out on fresh medium zone. He's got a 7-second, nearly 8-second gap over Ramos in 4th. So he's got a nice bit of breathing space. He's not got to try and push them hard too much just yet. Badabig has managed to pull 2.5 seconds over Zico. So maybe Zico had a tiny bit of a moment somewhere on them very worn hards. I imagine he's going to follow Badabig in. I don't think he's going to want to stay out any longer on that hard compounded tyre. Are we going to see any of the guys maybe chance the softs? Will the softs go to the end of the race? Not sure. 9 laps. 8 laps, isn't it? And look at the fuel difference there. So Zico, 22%. Badabig had about 6. Who's going to finish fueling first? Zico's finished fueling. He's surely going to get the undercut on Badabig. BX moves through into the lead of the race. Where are Badabig and Zico going to come out? Ramos has moved up into 2nd. Yannick into 3rd. No, I think Zico. Yeah. So Zico has managed to jump Badabig in the pits. Up into 4th place. Badabig down to 5th. Obviously the top 3 have pit already, or they pit before Zico and Badabig. So Zico and Badabig are going to have the fresher tyres, and Badabig and Racing Green having a bit of a ding dong now. Racing Green is going to have his mediums up to temperature now. Badabig now 2.1 seconds off the back of Zico. Zico trying to put the work in now to get onto the back of his teammate Yannick up ahead in 3rd place. If he can get onto the back of Yannick is only 7.2 seconds off the back of BX Royal, but it looks like BX Royal might have pulled one out of the cards. But at the moment, it was around 7 seconds, wasn't it? It's come down to 6 now, so he's got a little way to go yet. But at the moment, comfortably in the lead of the race. But he's got Ramos 5.3 seconds now off the back of him. With Yannick 1.1 seconds off the back of Ramos. And then Zico. So there's, some noticeable gaps within the field now. Badabig still there in 5th place. Racing Green in 6th. Alessandro 7th. We've got Carter currently in 8th. So Carter was up to 5th, wasn't he? Carter now down to 8th. We've got Kep there in 9th place. We've got Capel in 10th. Senior Fak in 11th. Rayan in 12th. Tintin in 13th. We've got Sam at 14th. Being pushed along by Arukis in 15th. Ran to Arukis. So we got like Tintin getting the move done on Alessandro up ahead. Or maybe defending that position. So yeah, not really too much going on at the moment. Zico putting in purple sectors there. Alessandro currently with the fastest lap for 1:45.3. And Zico has now indeed closed that gap to his teammate. 8 tenths is all that there is. What is going to be the team orders here? And he does, he takes a faster lap for 1:44.9. So that's an extra point on the cards there for Zico. And he's come from 10th to 4th. And he's got younger tyres than the guys ahead of him. So we've got Yannick. Yannick is on to the back of Ramos now. There's only 5 tenths in that gap. Considerably more before, but that gap, look at the gap. It's come down from 6 seconds now to 3. Up ahead to BX Royal in first place. BX on them fairly heavily worn racing hard tyres now. What can Ramos do? Ramos, he's got some free air, but he's got them charging GTRs not far off him now. Will Yannick play the team game and let Zico through? At the moment it looks like he's racing his own race, comfortably on the podium. But he has lost a couple of attempts to the car ahead. Oh, as he does, yeah, Zico moving up into third place. He's now free to try and attack that gap up ahead to Ramos. And there's 6 tenths in it, 5 tenths, so he is eating away at the gap already. He's brought it down to 4. Zico on a bit of a charge now in the dying stages of this feature race. Oh, BX with a penalty. That's big. That is big. That's going to bring Ramos up into the lead of the race with Zico in second place. The battle is on now. Oh, BX. I thought BX was on for an absolute corker there. It looked like he pulled one out of the books. Moves over off the racing line. Allows Ramos through. Zico has moved through as well, as has Yannick. BX now down to 4th place, so Ramos into the lead of the race, but Zico only 5 tenths off of his bumper. This is going to be tense, isn't it, coming into these final couple of laps. Lap 18 of 23. Ramos now he's trying all he can, isn't he, to get away from Zico. I'm hoping Zico's not underfueled that car. Obviously he managed to get the jump, didn't he? on Bada Big. Yeah, last 5 laps is going to be intense, Magneto. It's going to be, yeah, you want to be here. You want to be here to see it, I'm sure. Javi has managed to pull a couple of attempts out of the bag, but Zico maybe trying to cool his tyres down, possibly save a little bit of rubber for the final push. Oh, Ramos going a little bit deep there. Or at least it looked like, but maybe that's his preferred line. Keeping that gap consistent back to Zico. Oh, almost dipping the wheel onto the grass there. I think he's definitely feeling the pressure, isn't he? You can see the 2 GTRs in his rear view. And looks like every time he almost gets a little bit of breathing space, Zico just closes that gap once again. He's just not letting up, is he? So we're going to come back on board with these guys in just a second. We'll have a look back through the pack. So we've got Ramos in first place. Zico is currently in second. We've got Yannick in third. So the 2 GTR boys bringing home some decent team points there. We've got BX Royal now coming under the attention of Badabig in fifth. We've got Racing Green currently sat in sixth. He came in third, I believe, in the first race. Carter in seventh. Or was it second? Carter 7th, Signal Fack currently sat in 8th. We've got Cap in 9th, Capel in 10th. Tintin is in 11th place, being chased by Alessandro in 12th. Rayan in 13th, Sam in 14th. Arukis down in 50th, but I don't know what happened to Arukis in this feature race. Something's happened somewhere, surely. Ramos still currently in the lead of the race. Only 3 laps left to go, just under 2 and change. That gap is now down to 3:10. Zico can smell the win once again. Is he going to be able to take it away from Ramos though? He's currently got the fastest lap as well, so Zico looking for maximum points this evening. I think I touched on it at the start of the season. I wondered if maybe this could be Zico's first championship, but it's still early days, but he is looking absolutely rapid in that GTR, as is his teammate Yannick. Still only 1.3 seconds behind him, but yeah. Zico putting on an absolute display at the moment, as is Ramos. Ramos doing really well to keep Zico behind at the moment. Only 2 attempts now in it. Zico closing lap after lap. Maybe it's going to be a little bit of a game of patience, so perhaps Zico's going to wait until the last lap, because maybe... Do you know what I mean? There's like a couple of opportunities. This one here can possibly be an opportunity, as is the hairpin. Oh, Zico going a little bit deep there. You can see the dirt getting kicked up by his car, not picking up a penalty. So he was within the track limits. I thought he might have lost a tiny bit of time there to Ramos, but he hasn't. He's still well on his gearbox. Zico, try as he might, he still cannot seem to get past the Ferrari of Ramos. Has Zico got enough fuel on that car? He's got just, well, probably about the same as Ramos, so I would assume he's got enough fuel on that car. Yannick there in third place. Badabig comfortably in fourth, Racing Green. Looks like he might settle for fifth. BX Royal with a penalty. His Carter tries to have a look up at the inside into turn one. BX is going to lose that position anyway. And he does manage to get up the inside on the exit. He'll be on the inside for turn two up on the hill. And will he get it done before turn three? No, BX says no, I'm still keeping that position. No, he does. Yeah, he does finally get it on the exit there. Will BX have a look into the bus stop? Not too sure. Not that time round. He's going to lose. Well, he's going to lose some of that gap he's got over Senor Fak, who managed to keep ahead of Kep. Although it looked like he almost lost the rear there on that M6. Kep really trying to put him under some pressure now to try and make up another position. Currently sat in 9th place there for Kep. Really on the bumper though now of the M6 up ahead. Capel in 10th place. He's got a little bit of work to try and challenge Kep up ahead, hasn't he? Tintin in a bit of no man's land at the moment in 11th. We've got Ren in 12th. Alessandro. Sam and Arukis. Arukis managed to catch up to Sam. Trying to go around the outside there. Sam's going to hold that inside line. Arukis, can he get past Sam? We'll have to wait and see. Oh, he's got 2 seconds worth of penalty, so even if he does, he's going to lose that position. I don't think he's going to pull that out in the time we've got left in this race. So Arukis, he's going to write this one off, I think. Ramos still comfortably in first place. I said we might see it come in the final lap though. Zico, can he close that gap? His 6 tenths. He's got a little bit of work to do. And he is closing that gap. Really closing that gap as we speak, shaving out tenths. It's come down from 6 tenths down to 3 as he looks like he's launching an attack now. Can he get up the inside? Not quite. Ramos managed to retake that apex and there's nowhere for Ramos to go, but nowhere for Zico to go. But he's got a few more opportunities through this lap to be able to try and get a move done if he's close enough. So really, really intense now from the top two in the dying stages of this race. Zico's going to have a look up the inside, is he? Ramos. Come on, cameraman. Ramos getting a better exit. Zico's going to try again around the outside this time. It's not going to happen there, is it? No. And now he pulls out. He's got one more attempt, does he? Up the inside, maybe into the penultimate turn. Or into the final turn. Oh, side by side through the final turn. And no, it's going to be Ramos in the end. It looked like Zico actually backed out. What happened to Zico? What the hell? Ramos first, Yannick in second, Zico third, Badabig in fourth, Racing Green in fifth, Carter in sixth, BX in seventh, Kep in eighth, Senor Fak ninth, Capel in 10th, Tintin will take 11th place. We got Alessandro in 12th. His teammate there, Sam, in 13th place. We got Arukis in 14th. Rayan in 15th place. And it looked to me like maybe Zico had he had a wheel malfunction at the end there. I think maybe his wheel disconnected, or his controller disconnected or something. Or did he run out of fuel? So he did, he ran out of fuel! Zico! Nonetheless, really, really good points for the GTR boys there. I think that's still going to help Zico in his championship efforts. He's going to take the fastest lap there as well. Nobody able to beat it in the end. But Ramos did just enough to take the win in that feature race. GG's Ramos. That was a good race, wasn't it, Magneto? Absolutely intense stuff all the way through. And really, really close racing throughout the field as well, once again. So it seems like everybody very evenly matched. So the final standings, once again, Ramos finished in first place with Yannick in second, Zico in third, Badabig in fourth, Racing Green fifth, Carter in sixth, BX Royal in seventh, Kep was eighth, we had Sinil Fak in ninth, Capel in 10th, Tintin was 11th, we had Alessandro in 12th, Sam 13th, Arukis in 14th, and Ren in 15th. And what an absolutely cracking session that was once again. So, yeah, if you enjoyed that one, guys, obviously make sure you join us. Same time, same place next week. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Aero League Racing's Tier 1 drivers in round 3, season 17 of the GT7 Championship. And we'll see you again next week. Good night.